Hey guys, welcome to Bible 365. I'm your host, Kathy Carter, and I'm bringing you Revelation 17 and 18 today. So, we are talking about the woman, the sort of adulterous woman on the scarlet beast. So, if you're interested, I want you guys to stick with me, and I'll see you guys in just a minute. Hey, welcome to Bible 365. I am your host, Kathy Carter, and this channel is here to kind of merge Bible living with Bible literacy. So, we are going to be using the New Testament this year in order to understand what it's like to live as a follower of Christ. I have a link below in the description that I have a download that will bring you to a chronological Bible reading of the New Testament. So, what I want you to do is read every day and join me and hopefully some friends as we talk about what it means to live as a kingdom builder. Let's get started. Hey, everybody, and welcome back to Bible 365. I am bringing you Revelation 17 and 18 today. So, we're getting to the end. If you've never been here before, go back to Revelation 1 at the very least. I'm reading through the Bible chronologically, and obviously we're at the end. So your background is that the author is John, and John is in a vision. He's on the island of Patmos, and Jesus has received the authority through God to give John this vision about the things to come. So it's a prophecy, which means there's a lot of imagery in here, and there's going to be things that we can't fully grasp and totally comprehend. Timing is one of them because I think they probably thought this was earlier and it has not come. It's been over 2,000 years. So here we are. The seven scrolls or the seven seals were open on the scroll. The seven trumpets were sounded. The seven bowls of wrath were released. Okay. And now we're coming down to this portion in chapter 17 where we meet someone. It says, then one of the angels who had been with the seven bowls came and talked with me. So um, these angels keep showing up all the time. Some of them are blaring trumpets. Some of them are dropping bowls of wrath. They may be the same angels. We don't know. We haven't been given any names. But now one is going to talk to John. Come, I'm going to show you the judgment of the great harlot who sits on the many waters, with whom the kings of the earth committed fornications. Okay, so there is this woman, and she's going to be sitting on a scarlet beast with 10 horns, with seven. So, and this is actually explained to you. So, she's got 10 horns and she's got seven heads. So, they explain a little bit of what this story is. Like, it's so funny because it says, I'm going to reveal the mystery to you. And as I read it, I'm still like, this is still pretty mysterious, right? Like, it still doesn't have full understanding or full comprehension, but it's definitely a step above of just going, hey, there's this thing. So, there's this woman. She's riding this great scarlet beast, which I think is different than the beast that we've already seen. But again, like, I'm so careful. Babylon is the name that has been given to this woman. Babylon is at this time all of the area that surrounds Israel. So it's like, I want to say northeast and west of Israel. So it's like this kind of like this big loop that goes over and around all the area in Israel. This is where it seems like most of this Old Testament and New Testament have been written and have taken place, right? Like, so this seems to be where like they're talking about the earth and everything in the earth. And this is where we're going to see a new earth has begun. This is where we saw the original earth started. So like the people groups. So this is a really important area. This is where God's chosen in Israel. This is where he chose for them to dwell. This is the land, Israel, that he chose for them to be in. And so all around this area are essentially against Israel. And because of that, he is going to punish them. So the woman, I think, is considered Babylon, right? Is it a real woman? Is it an image? All of the area and all of the people in that area are following her. She's riding this beast, and the beast is really the thing they worship because eventually they seem to turn on the woman, like all the people that are following. There's mountains that she's over, there's kings that she has fornicated with, which, again, like this whole idea of fornication in scripture is turning away from the Lord. This is why I always said, if you looked at any of my other videos, marriage is such an important thing on this earth, and the way in which we treat marriage and the way that we behave in marriage. And like, for those of us who didn't that weren't believers, this was a really difficult concept for me. And obviously we all over the earth, like people want to be married, people love the idea of marriage, there's comfort in marriage, or whatever it may be, right? There is an idea of what marriage looks like. God seems to make the image of marriage similar to the image of Jesus and his church, right? Similar to the Trinity, right? Like how everything is enmeshed. We're supposed to be working together. We're supposed to be blended. There's supposed to be format and like rules and regulations in the marriage, right? Like all of these things are supposed to be visually understood with with his like spiritual heavenly story as well. So this woman is fornicating with kings. It's what they're not supposed to be doing, right? They're turning away from God, or they're never turning towards God, and they're playing around with this woman who is sort of like the against God kind of woman. And all of those people are going to be judged for this. This is always why, and again, we have choices. Even here, God sort of pushes it in a way because eventually, like, he whispers in the ears of these people, like, turn against this woman. And they all turn against this woman because she needs to be judged for what she has done, which is pulled people away from the Lord, right? And so he has people do this. But we all have choices still, right? So we all have the ability to say yes or no to God. We all have the ability to look out and say, this is or isn't good. This is or isn't true. Maybe good is the wrong word that I'm thinking of. I think true is the bigger word. I think whether or not we like it or not, or whether we do or decide it's like good according to our judgment, is it true? And if it's true, that's the important thing, right? And then we go, okay, well, this is true. And then, therefore, because this is true, I need to follow it. And I need to turn my understanding to what God says is good because what he says is true. Even all of these things where he kind of like breaks out the mysteries, like this is what's supposed to happen, this is supposed to fall, this is supposed to rise up. This same kind of thing, I want to say happens in Daniel, but it might be one of the other books. But he says, he gives all these things, and this is what he does with prophecy. Gives a little bit more detail. So when it comes true, you realize that it was directly from the Lord, right? You don't go, this might have been something that was given from some demonic whatever. Like he's like, this is in my book. This is what's going to happen. And when it does happen, you're going to know who sent it. And therefore, you have the chance then to turn and repent from what you have done and turn towards God because you realize that what he said was true. And this is why when you hear like so many outsiders, right, trying to disprove either the humanity of Jesus or the Godhead of Jesus or the actual event that happened with Jesus or anything that he actually said, right? Like when people are trying to disprove that, what they want to do is telling you it's a lie is going to turn you away from what is true and what is good. God's like, I tell you, I give you a miracle, and then I respond to that thing, and then I give you a prophecy, and then I show you how true it is, so you know who I am. He wants you to know who he is. He doesn't want you to be like, maybe not, right? Like he wants to reveal these things to you so you can know and understand and then follow what is true. Okay. And then it says, God is so like I said, God has put it in these people's hearts. If we're going to chapter 17, verse 17, for God has put it into their hearts to fulfill this purpose, right? Like, so those people like then turned on the woman. Then it says, after these things, I see another angel coming down, and it says, Babylon the Great has fallen. So all of this area around, right, around Israel has fallen. Obviously, we haven't seen that yet, but all of this has fallen. And then it says, and then I hear another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, lest you share in her sins. There are people of God living all over the world right now, right? Like people who worship the Lord, they're living all over the world. Do not be in this den. So what's going to happen is this area is eventually, like he sort of says, it becomes a prison for demonic beings, for evil people, right? Like it's this place now where all of that dwells, right? All in that area. He has like shackled it, and he is his like maintained control of it, but they're still all dwelling there. And he's saying to those of God who are there, get out of there. Don't be enmeshed with those people. Get out of there and come back to me, right? Like he's trying to save them from the destruction that is coming in there. He said, because what's going to happen is, like to the woman first, he's saying what's going to happen is she's going to be punished, right? And she's going to be punished doubly. So for everything she did, she's going to get double punishment. And he's saying her, he's saying the area of Babylon. Justice is going to come. And I think like overwhelmingly, maybe this is what's important for us today. Justice is going to come. We want it to come. We're also scared of it coming. We want to make sure that we're on the right side when it does come. Justice is coming. Justice has already come. He has already fulfilled these things, right? It's a matter of who are you following, right? Who do you trust? What do you believe is true? And then what are you doing about it? Because there is judgment in here for deeds. And so we need to know like what is and isn't true, and then how we are supposed to behave with those things. So he says, the kings of the earth who committed fornication with her, like now we're going to see she's destroyed, but like people are mourning. So there are people who are mourning her loss. Now you would go, oh, that's perfect. Evil, it's gone. But the truth is there are people mourning. And another really good point is that the people are mourning, and a lot of it says it's like, oh, this was such a great area. So many riches came from this area. This was such an amazing trading town. When I followed her, I got all of these riches. We need to recognize what are where we're supposed to be in life, right? And this might be a weird thing to even come to in this. Where are we supposed to be in life? Like, who are you? What has God given you that is special, unique, and just clearly you? And are you doing that thing, right? And are you doing that thing to the best of your ability? Maybe you shouldn't be the richest person on earth. Maybe you shouldn't be the CEO of a certain company. Maybe you should, but the way that you're using finances, you need to do better in that. Or maybe you are doing what you're supposed to be doing. We need to be in prayer about like where we're supposed to be and how we've gotten there and why it's important. Like, it seems like these people are sad because money is gone. And if we're being very realistic, money makes the world go round. Finances are extremely important to all of us, right? Some people are more blessed financially than others. Does that make them better? Does that make them smarter? Does that make them more desirous to be around? I don't necessarily know, but God has given you what you're good at, right? And he's given you the amount of money that he thinks that you will do best with. And if you're trying to get more through any kind of lying, cheating, stealing, sneaking, shorting people, not giving charitably, not loving, any of those ways, even in the smallest of details, then that is not where you're supposed to be. Then you are looking to Babylon in order to increase your position and your wealth, right? And then you're sad when any of that crashes, when really that's the thing that is not good. So we need to look out and be understanding about what that looks like for us. So all of these people are mourning for her, right? And the reality is she is bad. She's not what we want her to be. So it says, then rejoice over her, O heavens, and you holy apostles and prophets, for God has avenged you on her. So like those of us who follow the Lord are supposed to be rejoicing over the fact that God has been just in his dealings with her because she has been against the Lord. So listen, this is where I'm going to end for today. And we're going to go into chapters 19 and 20 next time. So if you found this to be a blessing, I want you to like, share, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time.